was, so I had to redo them all.
Is that crazy? Just moving them.
Call the meeting to order. Worthington City Council regular meeting agenda, 5:30 p.m. Monday, February 13th, 2023. City Hall Council Chambers. If I could have everybody rise to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, welcome everybody.
No, you're okay.
Oh, okay. Christina. All right. I want to welcome Christina Adami.
Thank you.
Honorary council. Right? Okay, cool. Okay. We'll jump right into it. Doesn't look like we've got any agendas for additions or changes. So we just need to make a motion to approve
Move to
the agenda.
accept and close the agenda.
Okay, first and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. On to the consent agenda. We've got city council meeting minutes, regular city council meeting minutes of January 23rd, 2023. We've got minutes of boards and commissions, planning commission meeting minutes of February 7th, 2023. The Heron Lake Watershed Board meeting minutes of January 18th, 2023. Planning Commission meeting minutes of December 6th, 2022. Airport Advisory Board meeting minutes of December 1st, 2022. We've got Prairie Justice Center Joint Operations Committee meeting minutes of November 9th, 2022. City Council business, we've got some case items. We've got an application to conduct off-sale gambling, Curry Town and Country Boosters. Note that the date has been changed from April 5th to March 15th. So we'll have to note that. Application for exemption from lawful gambling, Pheasants Forever, Nobles County Chapter 14. Application for exemption from lawful gambling, Worthington Okabena Windsurfers. Application for exemption from lawful gambling, King Turkey Day Incorporated. Application for exemption from lawful gambling, King Turkey Day Incorporated. Application for temporary on-sale liquor license, the Avera Medical Group, Worthington. And the bills payable.
Move to approve consent.
Second.
Okay, we've got an approval and a second. Any other discussion? Motion has been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion's carried. On to city council business.
First item on the agenda is the nominating committee recommendations. Nominating committee met on February 1st and are making the following recommendations for committee appointments. On the Cross-Cultural Advisory Committee, to appoint Nicole Chanthalak for a term to expire in December 31, 2025. At the Water and Light Commission, reappoint Randy Thompson and Deb Wag. Both their terms would expire on March 31st, 2026. On the Park and Recreation Advisory Board, reappoint Joe Vosberg and Jessica Williams. Their terms would both expire on March 31st, 2026. On the Planning Commission, reappoint Mark Viss for a term to expire on March 31st, 2026. And for the Center for Active Living, to reappoint Janet Slater. Her term also would be to expire on March 31st, 2026. Council action is requested.
Move to approve the nominations.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion seconded. Any further discussion on that? Otherwise, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried.
Next case item is the amendment to the Worthington Fire Department Personnel Policy and Standard Operating Guidelines for Firefighters. Members of the Worthington Fire Department receive hourly pay for all emergency calls, training sessions, and meetings that they attend. In addition, they are enrolled in a defined pension benefit that currently pays $3,039 per year of active service upon retiring with a minimum of 20 years as a firefighter. A year of active service is defined as rendered at least the minimum level of duties as specified and required by the fire department under the rules, regulations, and policies applicable to the fire department. That's found in Minnesota Statute 424A. In Section 1, Article 4 of the Worthington Firefighter Personnel Policy Manual, it stipulates that firefighters are required to attend a total of 50% of department meetings and incident calls on a quarterly basis to qualify for pension service time. The fire department met on January 23rd and voted to amend the personnel policy to firefighters are required to attend a total of 40% of department meetings and incident calls on a quarterly basis. In addition to the above amendment, administration is requesting that language be added to the personnel policy that grants the city administrator authority to grant exceptions to the service call requirements in the case of exceptional circumstances. Council is requested to consider the requests forwarded by the fire department and approve the amendment to the personnel policy to become effective on April 1, 2023. Anyone have any questions or comments on these requested changes?
What's the justification for the 10% reduction?
Reduction. It's primarily because with people's changing lifestyles, it's getting harder and harder to find people that can commit to meeting the 50% call.
In addition to that, I would add, I'm going to be recusing myself from this vote. However, I want to add that the reason for it is that people who also receive a pension through the state of Minnesota, when they are working during those set hours, any call that they go on during their normal workday does not count towards this percentage. So they could attend 100% of the calls during their normal work schedule, and none of those calls will then go towards them receiving the pension. And so this is to partially also help that scenario a little bit more.
We have a number of city employees that are members of the fire department. If they respond to a call during regular work hours, they cannot get credit from a pension standpoint of attending that call because they can't be collecting time on two different state pensions.
So they get a 0% for that call even if they attended. So it actually hurts them. It's not that it doesn't count. It's just, it actually hurts them in their percentage.
A lot of your larger cities have lower percentages. You know, they might require 80% of the meetings, but only 25 or 35% of the calls, just due to the time of the day or something like that too. But
You also have firefighters who work out of town.
Correct.
Yes, yep, and this will help them be able to maintain percentage.
And just from a legal standpoint, Minnesota statute requires that you certify the actual service call time each year. So that, whatever the policy states, that's what they have to certify whether or not it was met. The fire department has the authority to adjust the standards or requirements for the calls that they attend to qualify for the
Relief Association.
for the pension.
I would,
There's some that have not made it.
So if you don't qualify if you miss a year,
You have to make it up.
you have to make it up or
Lose a year of service. Yep.
use it. Yeah.
I would move to approve as listed.
Okay, we've got a motion and need a second.
I'll second that.
Okay.
And we'll note that Councilmember Colpin has abstained from voting.
So we had a motion seconded. Any more further discussion? Otherwise, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Opposed, same sign? Okay, so it's carried.
Okay, next case item are security and access upgrades at the Worthington Fire Station. Staff requested a proposal from Midwest Alarm to furnish and install an integrated network video system at the fire station. The proposal includes 6 cameras placed throughout the office areas, apparatus bay, and exterior. Cameras will record to the existing Eagle Eye server. Cost to furnish and install the system is $9,667.56. In addition, staff requested a proposal to upgrade the existing access system, replacing the existing card reader and adding a remote Brevo access system that allows unlocking doors via a cell phone app. The cost to furnish and install the access system is $14,077.08. Staff recommends funding the security cameras and access system, which is a total cost of $23,744.64 with ARP funds. With the above recommendations, the unallocated ARP balance is $230,989.42. Council action is requested.
Discussion, yes?
Is this the same system that's used for City Hall?
The video system will be the same system and will be connected through the entire camera video system that we are mostly have fully implemented. We have to wait for some thawing weather to get some underground cabling installed in various areas. The Brevo system, which we have at the field house, allows those that are allowed by the administrator to remotely unlock doors through an app on your phone.
Bluetooth, I would assume.
I'm sorry?
Via Bluetooth? You just like put your phone
Bluetooth
up
or
to the,
Wi-Fi?
No, this was like I can unlock
Their house.
I can unlock the field house door from anywhere. Just
a lot of it says something with Bluetooth, access Bluetooth credentials. I think you should be able to do that. Just saying.
Kind of like.
by holding your phone.
Like Apple.
Yeah,
You should
yeah.
be able to do that if you set the system.
Well, and that's part of the new card reader system. Can
Can do it all.
do it all.
Yeah,
Where
cool.
the existing card reader system is outdated and would limit our
Not good
ability.
Back in the day either.
Yeah.
Okay, no further discussion. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Okay, second.
Second.
If no other, anybody, more discussions at all? Otherwise, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Okay, the next item is for information only, the 2023 Local Board of Appeals and Equalization. Nobles County Assessor's Office has notified us that the 2023 Local Board of Appeal Equalization for the City of Worthington has been scheduled for 9 a.m. on Thursday, May 4th, 2023, in the Nobles County Commissioners Room. In order to conduct the meeting, there must be a quorum present, at least one local Board of Appeal and Equalization trained member in attendance. Currently, council members Ernst, Cumming, Keelblock, Colpin, and Mayor Von Holt are certified by the state. So please add this to your calendar, which will be coming up on May 4th.
What was the time?
Starts at 9.
9 a.m.
Until
Who knows?
you're done.
Well done. You're done.
As short as an hour, as long as 4.
All right, something to look forward to, yeah. So is it more the merrier then, or we just need one from our committee?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Okay.
It was an hour last year.
Okay. We're going to go on to city council business, community development.
All right, thank you. Before I get into this, I did notice the final plat didn't get added to the agenda. Is that, do we need to skip that one tonight then?
It's on here, but not.
It's on the case items, but not the agenda.
Final plat.
I would make a motion to go back and amend the agenda to add the approval of the final plat to the agenda. So we'd have to take,
I'd move to amend the council agenda to add final plat.
I would second that.
Okay. There's motion and seconded. No further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
All right, thank you. Sorry about that. Just got to get that cleaned up. So the first one here is a preliminary plat then for some EDA-owned property. So this is consideration of preliminary plat approval for a commercial subdivision located along Bioscience Drive and west of Highway 59. The proposed subdivision will take what is essentially 2 lots right now, and it'll create it into 2 lots and dedicate public right-of-way through, right through the middle of it for the street there. City Planning Commission considered the requested plat at its February 7th, 2023 meeting and voted unanimously to recommend approval of the requested preliminary plat with the following conditions. And that was just one, that the 4 easements described by city staff are included in the final plat, which did occur. And then following that, you can see what their recommendation was based on. I won't go through all that in detail. Essentially what we're doing here is just getting this property ready for sale here. So when a developer comes up and wants to buy it, we don't have to go through public hearing processes and all of that. So should council concur with the findings of the Planning Commission, it may approve the requested preliminary plat by motion.
Okay. Staff, council, any discussion?
I make a motion to approve the preliminary.
We have a motion. We need
We
to.
can't do preliminary and final at the same time, can we?
Second.
Yeah, gotta do them separately.
So we have a second?
I have a question.
Oh, okay.
After that, Bioscience Drive is going to go in there as shown. Is that right?
The street?
The road
The road
stays in
stays
there.
in there.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all. That was my question.
Okay. If no further discussion, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
I'd make a motion to approve the final.
Second.
Okay. Okay. All in favor with no discussion?
Do you have anything else that you needed to add for the final?
Oh,
I didn't think
nothing.
so.
You got it.
Any discussion, further discussion? Anyone? Okay. If we have none, we have a motion to accept. Pardon me?
Need to vote on it yet.
Oh, we just need a second.
We got it.
we got,
Okay. So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Okay, council committee reports. I just, all I've got is I was to the SRDC, it was the board meeting on Thursday up in Slayton. There'll be a commission meeting here on March 9th, so I'm in with both of those anyways for cities over 10,000 people anyways, but they've got things going on as well too. They've got some lobbyists up at the Capitol anyways that are helping all of the stuff we're working on, you know, as far as housing and daycare and even with the Southwest Mayor's Council as well too, you know, they got kudos in with that as well too for who they've got working for them. So then on Friday was up to the League of Minnesota Cities all day Friday and Saturday morning, and that was a very good meeting. You know, we had a bunch of online stuff to do ahead of time anyways, and they just kind of recapped a little bit and did some table talk, you might say, you know, as far as different situations that some of the other cities were in and stuff like that, or so to speak, or so without spilling too many beans anyways, you might say, but very interesting. And, you know, the stuff that I did online, I'll probably be revisiting that because it was pretty interesting and just keep me on task and keep moving forward with understanding the whole process, you might say. But yeah, it was good, and got to meet Dave Unmock, I believe, Unmock, and there's a Luke Fisher. Both those guys are executive director and deputy directors, and got to talked with a bunch of other city administrator from Janesville. Happens his folks live in town, so had a little bit of discussion with Clinton.
Class of 91 with me and Mr. Keelblock.
That's right. Yeah, nice. And there was some council members and mayors, and there was about 67 cities that were represented up there, so it was a very good turnout. That's all I've got.
I have nothing.
I have no
Me?
report.
Okay, Chris?
I had airport advisory board meeting. We probably the biggest thing, they're still looking at airport plans and long-term plans there. So we we were able to see some preliminary layouts of what facilities might be there as far as hangars and where they might be and different ideas. And Bolton and Mink just wanted direction on from the advisory board about which direction to go as far as setup. So, and for people that have seen some of the plans, they might have been even up at the airport or whatever. You see all the buildings. That is not what the city is going to absolutely build. They just need buildings and plans on basically the layout of the airport. So in 10, 20 years, we don't have to go to the state and say we want this building here and then go through a long process. So anyway, that was what we handled at the Airport Advisory Board. And then Planning Commission, you got to hear some of what we did there with the plat. But one thing that came up for discussion was shouses or shop houses, and staff was asking for direction to start discussion on that, to see if there was some policy making that needed to be done regarding those type of dwellings being built within Worthington or in our neighborhoods now. So we've just really begun discussion there. So nothing much more.
Okay. Elena?
Yeah, we had a transit meeting like a week and a half ago now, I think.
Yep.
And one thing that I thought that was interesting that came out of that is we looked at the busing schedule, since I'm new to that board, and we looked at how user-friendly it is, and if you would hop on here at City Hall, and if you wanted to go somewhere, how long that round trip would take you. So we're going to be looking at the different loops that it makes, and if there's any ways that we can maybe alter that to make it more user-friendly. But just to reiterate that we do have busing here in Worthington, and that it's, if anybody wants to use it in its current schedule, they can go in. I think here at City Hall we probably have the flyer for where the buses stop, but that is available.
And the dial-a-ride, very affordable.
Yes, yes, very affordable.
When you say very affordable, what does that mean?
$2?
It was 2.5, and we decided,
Right.
so as not to have to make change, I think we're going to raise it to $3.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, that was the
But that's,
recommendation.
I know, hold, there's one way.
Yeah.
So it's not a round trip, but yeah,
Yeah.
$3,
Pretty affordable.
yes. yeah.
Yep,
Can't even get a bottomless cup of coffee for that anymore.
Right.
yep, that's all.
And that's just the busing part of it. That has nothing to do with like the taxi or anything like that?
Correct.
Yep, they're separate.
Okay, so I was going to get a hold of that guy because trying to find taxi Google or from the chamber or even on our website, tried looking for taxi, the number, and it comes up with the old number yet. So we had somebody out at Ron's that needed a ride to the motel. I had a card and I had gotten one from the counter out there, but so we need to have him step up maybe some of his advertising or something like that, or put something out there whether or not he did or didn't, or I was looking in the wrong place. But it's USA,
USA,
station, and I was looking for taxi, but either way. So,
It does
okay.
come up with the old one. Google it.
All right, Chad?
The only meeting I had scheduled last week got postponed. The Pre-Justice Center Joint Committee that Elena and I and Steve sit on is going to be, sounds like, this week. So we just had a scheduling conflict with one of the people coming to talk about the building.
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
Okay, Steve?
Just to update council, and I referenced this in the case item regarding the security measures at the fire hall with the unallocated ARP funds. And we still have two categories where we don't, the amount that's allocated is probably far exceeds what will actually be used. And so hopefully in the next week or two, we'll get those firmed up numbers. One is for the GIS and the other is for the city website, and which the original budget number I have in there is relatively high for both of those undertakings. So once we get firmer numbers here in the near future, I'll be able to update how much is actually unallocated for future council consideration. So that's all I have to report.
Okay. Anything with the city administrator report? That was
That's it.
That was it, okay, all right.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Yep, all right. We got motion and seconded. No further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Christina, thank you.
Thank you.
I know, I was at work too, and we were like putting the decks together.
Matt, I got something for you.
Like sweating.
Which is fine. So they gave us a
Then I know I'm on a